Welcome viewers, or welcome back to anyone that's subscribed. So here we are again in, I don't know if you want to call it lovely Sydney or not so lovely Sydney. Looks like his load has shifted. That didn't look very good. It was all bloody on a diagonal like that. We're going to take this next exit here. I've got to go to Smithfield, but I'm going to cut through Liverpool. M7 heavy traffic northbound. Try and avoid that. So you can get the other easy way to get to Smithfield is either go up on the M7, the toll road, and take one of the like cow pasture or Horsley Drive, or just go all the way up to the M4 and then follow that up to Cumberland Highway and double back. But this way, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but you don't have to pay any tolls here. Look, they're not coming out of my pocket, but you know, it'll add up. That guy's going to pull out. Good. I was just hoping he didn't try and pull out, you know, doing 0 k's an hour and yeah, try to pull out right in front of me. Yeah, so we're going to Smithfield through Liverpool. That guy there was very close to his line. I'm going to turn this off just while we're sitting here, because I know how loud it is. Even though I've managed to sort of, that's as quiet as I can get it at the moment. I'll need to buy some blue tack. I think I'll probably end up saying that for till the end of the year. We've got 2 deliveries on, and usually I like to go and stay at the other one first and park up there, which is Orchard Hills. However, the 2 drops I have on, I've got some super long stuff, which I wouldn't have been able to load on. I've got 6 metre lengths of steel and 8 metre lengths. So I was like, oh, my trailer's 45 foot, which is 13.6 metres long, and 8 plus 6 is 14. Too fucking long for my trailer. So I was like, okay, something's got to go on top of something, or you know, we've got to have stuff on the outside. And I was like, if possible, I don't really like putting this stuff on top of stuff because it's covered in grease, so it's like an anti-bloody rust mechanism. They cover it in that much grease, everything's slimy and oily, and it makes an absolute mess. But when you've got greased up steel on top of greased up steel, it wants to slide. So come on, mate, what the fucking hell. If he just kept going, I would have been able to just sort of slowly, keep, even very slowly, I would have been able to slowly roll through that. Anyway, here's me complaining, having a sookin' that's only bloody 2 minutes into the video. So I was like, I don't really want to, like, well, you can put cardboard and all that sort of stuff in between each pack, but then you're like, it's still not ideal. So like, okay, I'll put all the 6 metre stuff in the middle and then the 8 metre stuff on the outside. And I was like, but if that's on the outside, that needs to come off first. So I'm gonna have to go here first. But like I said, typically I like to go to the other place first because there's more parking. Parking out here is a nightmare at times in Smithfield. People use the streets as their personal depot. Trucks just get parked everywhere, and by the time I'm ready to pull up, all the local Sydney drivers are just parking their vehicles up in the streets. So another thing about this, it's not ideal. Like, these lanes aren't super duper wide. Anyway, some of you might be thinking, oh, well, it's daytime. It's currently 9:06 in the morning. Why are we talking about parking up? Well, that's what we like to do, or what I like to do, is park up over night time. Well, the story about that is, oh, do I get back to it? Yeah, look, I'll just tell you the story. So anyway, last night, I didn't make it to Melbourne the night before, so I still had like an hour and a half drive to get into Melbourne yesterday morning. So I started my books somewhat early, got into Melbourne, crossed over, done a delivery down at Dandenong, fixed up the stuff that was staying on, crossed back over the city, done a second delivery over the north side, got reloaded. I don't know why people think they've got to cut in that fucking close. Like he left about 2 meters in front of me. Like, I'm leaving plenty of room. See, that was a little bit better. Anyway, getting out, I got reloaded. Getting out of Melbourne. Anyway, I get to the border, have a shower and have something to eat. Anyway, I keep hearing over the radio, oh, you know the highway shut, you know the highway shut. I was like, I don't know about that yet. I've only just got back in. Tell me about it. And they said, yeah, highway shut, truck fire. I'm like, nah, for fuck's sake. Found out where it was. And it was right at the bottom of Wagga Hill. Now, for anyone that doesn't know where Wagga Hill is, it's a turn off that will take you to Wagga. Heading northbound. Anyway, as I'm getting closer and closer, everyone's saying, yeah, it's highway shut, truck fire, truck fire, truck fire. And then I'm about 5 minutes away from where this place is, and I'm like, okay, well, there's no diversion set up in place. And some guy comes over the radio and says, oh, yeah, they've just reopened the highway, one lane open. Bit slow, but it's open, one lane. Everyone's like, oh, well, what lane's open? They said, well, yeah, when you get to it, he's in the left lane, and all the fireys are there, so right lane. So, all right. I thought, okay, well, I don't need to go diversion then, because I was going to cut in through Tarcutta, go up through Ladysmith. It's a little tiny fucking, if you want to say, little tiny town type thing, and then come back out onto the Sturt Highway and come back down. Not a big diversion, but I was like, well, look, if I don't need to, the highway's reopened. So I pull up behind this other truck, and we're just sitting there. The highway wasn't fucking reopened, was it? We sat there for, oh, fuck, it was over an hour and a half before they reopened that one lane. So I don't know what this fucking wanker that was saying the highway was open, what he was fucking smoking, but that really fucked me over last night, or yesterday afternoon. Anyway, we're like, all right, we'll get going again. We finally fucking rolling, and I'm looking at my time. I've punched in the GPS, and it was saying I had 6 hours driving remaining, and I was like, okay. It's going arrival time, and it was 10 past 1 in the morning was arrival time. I could only drive till 1 o'clock. So I was like, phew. You know, like, it's really cutting it, you know, like, technically I'm not going to get there. Anyway, as soon as we get rolling, as soon as we're going through this place, they said, yeah, don't get too excited, northbounders. There's a fucking another one. Another truck fire at Bookham. Highway closed. You're fucking kidding me. And I was like, is there even a way to get around that one? A long way around. Like, you gotta fucking, you'd be best off turning where I was gonna go and going all the way out to fucking Wagga, and then I don't even know, like, it's just a cunt of a spot. You'd have to maybe Coolac and then come out at Yass or something, but that's a long fucking detour. That's a long way out of the way to, and then I thought, well, okay, highway's shut. If I go at this extra fucking detour, that's probably going to add an hour onto my trip. I'm already going to be there just at 1 o'clock. So arrival time will be 2, and I was 6 hours away. So I was like, and then I've got to have another break. So I was like, that'll be 2:30. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And I just went, you know what? Next parking bay, I'm pulling up, and I'm fucking calling it. And that's what I did. I just said, fuck this, I'm going to have a 7-hour break now. Hopefully in 7 hours time, it's all fucking cleared up and I don't have to worry about any of it. I would have let her out, but while we're still moving, because look at all the traffic behind us. So the thing is, when you get up to that sort of, what do you call it, intersection, if you will, if that was the intersection, this is where I just stop here and I'd say, yeah, you can come out. But anyway, so I was like, another fucking truck fire. I'm not doing it. I'm pulling it up. So it was like 8 o'clock maybe. I can't remember what time it was. Obviously I filled my book out and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to have a 7-hour break. So I could get going at like 2:30 or something in the morning. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Get into Sydney and still kind of early, and I'll just be like a little bit behind, no big drama. Well, I set my alarm for 2:30 in the morning and I just went, I was feeling alright, but I was just like, fuck driving at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've only got steel on. I don't need to make it to market, or, I don't have fucking anything that's going to save someone's life on here. I'm just going to get up fucking later. So I just set my alarm for 5 o'clock. And I'll come back and finish this story later. So I want to just tell you what happened through the week. But there is a story that, at 5 a.m. when I get up, these fucking poles are very close to the side of the road here. I don't really like it. And we've kind of missed the super peak hour of all this fucking crap too. Because usually, even though this is all banked up, usually it's fucking just at a complete standstill. So that's made me happy that at least we're moving through here. We're not going that way. Which is, well, yeah, you can see that right lane. They all want to turn at these traffic lights. So midweek, I get to my delivery. My pickup in Melbourne, and I'm looking at my pickup sheet and what I've got on, and I'm trying to work out, okay, this is my drops and where I'm going to load it. And the guy that's loading me, he's Vietnamese, but he speaks fairly good English. Anyway, he's saying to me, he just says, oh, there's a guy looking for you, Shane. It's like, what? And he just said, oh, last week, there's a guy. And I was like, what do you mean there's a guy? And he's like, oh, he's looking for you. And I said, oh, who was it? And he said, oh, I don't know. He was looking for you though. And I said, oh, okay, well, okay, I guess. Anyway, he said, come with me to office. He said, come to office. I said, yeah, righto. And so anyway, we've gone in there and talked to one of the blokes in the office, and he said, tell Shane who was looking for him. Anyway, he said, oh, this guy he came in and he was looking for you. And I said, yeah, well, that's what Lee just told me. Who? And he said, oh, his name's John. Anyway, I was like, okay, fair enough. He said, oh, and he asked for your number. He said, I wasn't going to give your number out. And I said, oh, okay. He said, yeah, I didn't know, why I wanted your number, and you know, I didn't want to just give you a number. I don't actually know if he had my number. I know other guys in the office have my number, but the guy I was talking to, I don't know if he actually had my number anyway. And anyway, I said, do you know what it was about? And he said, no, he just said he wanted to talk to you. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, do you have his number? He said, yeah, I've got his number. I said, well, give me his number, and you know, I don't know, I'll find out whatever it is. And anyway, he's given me a number and put it in my pocket, and I thought, oh, I'll do this stuff now, and I'll send him a message later. And anyway, that was the sort of last I thought of it. Driving up the highway later on, and I pull in and at the border, and I have me set place that I like to have my showers at. You know, you find the nice places that you prefer to go to. Clean showers, decent food if you want to get food or whatever. Anyway, I go in, have a shower, and it was busy. Like, it was pretty busy there. And I was like, oh, sweet, you know, like, go in, straight in, I get a shower key. Didn't have to wait. And I come out, and I was like, oh, there's no one even waiting outside. Because sometimes it's busy where as soon as you're coming out, there's people waiting for shower keys, and you just like, what I do anyway, I don't go back up to the counter, because you got to hand your keys for your truck in when you get the shower keys. But instead of going to get my keys back, I'll swap just the shower key over with someone else, and then I'll just say, oh, you know, I'll shower 3 or 5 or shower 1 or whatever it was, and I'll just take their key to the desk thing and say, oh, can you swap this over with whatever it is? And then they'll give my key and hang their key up on the rack. So anyway, I was doing that, so I grabbed a couple cans of drink, because I always get something. If I'm showering somewhere, I don't fill up where I shower because their fuel's fucking too expensive. But I'm like, look, if I'm using a shower, I'm gonna purchase something. I'm not just gonna come here and then say thanks for that and walk out. I'm gonna purchase something. So I've bought a couple drinks, and anyway, I said, yeah. No, I was waiting. Sorry, there were a couple people paying for fuel, so I've grabbed me drinks. So I'm just standing there in line. And yeah, we'll fit on the other side there. Look at them just all fucking banking up behind me. They're just going to be sitting right across the fucking intersection now, because they don't look. Oh, he's going there. No, look, you've just blocked the fucking intersection. Fair enough, you've got a green light, but I can't go any further, and you just fucking banked it off. Fucking wankers. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just waiting there. Anyway, this guy, young fella. Now, just hear me out with the whole thing until, you know, anyone starts saying, and fucking being Karens about it. He was young. I'm going to say probably 20 years old, Indian. How do I know? I know, okay? Now, I'm not saying anything bad at this point. He's an Indian. He's come up to me, and he says, I've been waiting for you. And I was like, oh, you know, there's no one standing there for showers. Anyway, he's got a bag with him, and I was like, oh, here you go. Like, and he says, oh, and he didn't take the key. He just said, I watched you go into the shower. I said, oh, here you go. Like, here's a shower key. He says, no, I don't need a key. Okay, well, I don't know. And he says, I recognise you from your head tattoo. Again, anyone that's new here, my head's tattooed, and I'm not wearing a hat at this point. I've just got out of the shower. And anyway, he says, I recognise you from your head tattoo. And I was like, oh, okay. He says, are you going to Sydney? And this is all in a heavy, heavy Indian accent. And I'm like, this conversation just fucking bouncing around from one thing to the next to the next. And I was like, what do you, like, you were waiting for me. What do you need? Like, what do you need? You don't need the shower key. You've said, no, I don't need a key. What do you need, buddy? And I said, oh, I am going to Sydney. And he says, and he started talking, and he was talking that damn quick. I just said, mate, I don't know what you, I don't know, I can't understand you. I don't know what you're saying. I was being polite, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, just start again. Let's start again. You don't need a shower key. And he says, no. He said again, I noticed you from your head to, I said, okay, I get that. Look, you've seen me before, okay. And I said, what do you need? And he says, are you going to Coolac? And I said, well, yes. And he said, are you getting fuel? I said, not here. I'll be getting fuel later. And he says, oh, and I got out of it, I need a lift. Oh, here we fucking go. I need a lift. He's a fucking hitchhiker, but without his thumb out. Turns out, he works at where I get fuel regularly. He's seen me go in there. He's even served me before. He was down in Melbourne for some sort of training. And he's got the train from Melbourne to Albury, and then the train got cancelled for whatever reason. And the next train wasn't until some ungodly hour, and he had a shift on that night. He had a shift at, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night or something, and the next train wasn't departing until 9 o'clock. So he's like, oh, it's not going to get me there till nearly midnight, or I don't really know. And I was like, I don't do this. I don't nah. Alright. And I said, mate, can't take it. I'm sorry, but nah. He says, oh, I just need to get there. I can't get back to Coolac. I can't get home. And I was like, well, mate, I'm sorry, but I drive a truck, not a taxi. You know, I'm trying to keep rolling here because my lane ends. Come on, cars, speed the fuck up so I can get in behind you, because that semi back there is nice and slow for me. We've got another one of them just a little bit further up, but I'll try and get in the middle lane a bit further up. Anyway, so I was like, nah. I just said to him, mate, we're not allowed to carry passengers. I'm taking the kids to work with me. We're allowed, you know. Boss wouldn't care. He's seen the videos anyway. Here's your chance now. If you don't want me taking passengers, let me know. But anyway, I was like, nah, I can't do it, mate. Boss doesn't like me taking passengers. And he's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll be late to work. Anyway, all this time, I'm still seeing it anyway, so I go up and I'm like, oh, my key's number 3 or whatever, and swap the keys over and paid for me drinks. And anyway, I've got all that, and I'm putting my bloody wallet back in my pocket and grab me drinks, threw them in my bag, and anyway, I'm walking out and I look back. And this poor boy, I call him boy, he's probably 20, I don't know, he's 20, 21, he's young. And he's sitting down there, he's got little puppy dog eyes, he's looking at me. And I was just like, come on then, fucking get your bag, let's go, I'm fucking going right now. If you want a lift, fucking come on. So I gave him a lift. Against my fucking wishes, I like to keep me stuff on me seat. I had to move me fucking me logbook. I had to move me little fucking me mints. I gave him a fucking lift. Anyway, so I was like, alright, I'll give you a lift. And he's like, oh, thank you, you saved me, you've really saved me, you've saved me. And he kept saying, I was like, yeah, hey, it's alright. And we're walking out to the truck, and anyway, he's on his phone. He's probably messaging, you know, people that are, you know, whoever he works for, you know, oh, I've got a lift, you know, that bloke with all the tattoos that we see, you know, gets fuel all the time, you know, he's bringing me back, he's bringing me home. So anyway, he's over well, I'm trying to talk, I can show you, he's over the passenger side and he's climbing in. I said, pass me your bag. Anyway, I grabbed his bag and I threw it back there. He had a jacket and I threw it back there. And anyway, as soon as he gets up, his phone's ringing. Anyway, he says, oh, I have to take a phone call. I said, all right, just close the door. I'm going, mate. I've got to make it. I'm driving. So anyway, he answers the phone, and this annoyed me. I'm giving you a ride. I'm helping you out here. And he started his fucking thing. And I was like, I better not fucking be listening to this for the next fucking 2 hours. You know, it's about a 2-hour ride from Albury to Coolac. So I was like, I'm gonna say something. If I have to listen to this for more than 10 minutes, I am not doing it. I'll fucking drop you off on the side of the road. Phone call was very quick and brief, and you know, I thought, oh, okay, well, fair enough, whatever. But that is, where are you? Fucking, I want to know what you're saying. You know, you're saying this fucking fat cunt truck driver. I want to know what you're saying. Anyway, I don't know what he fucking said. So, where was I going with that? Anyway, got in there, dropped him off, and he says, oh, you coming inside? I said, yeah, I'm coming inside. Oh, he said, oh, when are you coming inside? I said, oh, we've got to get fuel first, because I'll pull up the fuel island. And I said, oh, I'll be inside anyway. Come inside, and as soon as I got in, I went for a piss, and then I was walking over, and before I even got to the counter, he says, he's the one that saved me. Talking to one of the other workers there, because his shift didn't start till 7 or 8 o'clock at night or whatever, but I've dropped him off there, so he's just jumped right back behind the counter, you know, probably started work early or whatever. And he said, oh, he's the one that saved me. Mate, I gave you a lift, I didn't fucking save you. So anyway, he said, oh, do you want a coffee? I'll give you a coffee. I said, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not paying for it though, I'll take a coffee. Look at this bussy. Is he gonna fucking fly up past me or what? Oh, he's turning. Wasn't a bad coffee, I'll give him that. And anyway, being back there, it was the day after, and he was there, and he's like, oh, hey man, and he gave me a thumbs up, and I was like, hey mate, I hope this doesn't last for too long. Look, I helped you out, you know, don't skin up my chest or back or whatever the saying is, you know, I helped you out, you know, let's just call it even. You know, you gave me a coffee, I could have said, look, $50 and I'll fucking take you, but, you know, I was going anyway. I felt, I don't know, like, I'm not the biggest cunt in the world. You know, if someone in need, I'll fucking help them out, you know, if it's permissible. You know, you see someone really fucked over and, you know, like, you're on this other side of the road, I'm not going to stop and go back and head the wrong way. Come on, you fuck stain. I want to fucking get over in that lane and you're going super fucking slow. Yeah, this is the other one where that lane ends. So I wanted to get into this middle lane before it's yuck. Oh, we're gonna bloody run out of time. What percentage are we on? Yeah, I'll have to fucking continue this story after. I'll have to charge this up while I get unloaded. Yeah, or else it's going to cut out halfway through. So yeah, anyway, we're all good in the hood. We're truck driver come taxi fucking slash Uber driver now. Yeah, I'll continue this story after my first delivery. It'll, I don't know, probably be like an hour and a half to 2 hours for me, but it'll be like this for you. So yeah, we'll be back. All right, I don't know how warm it is, but I'm sweating at the moment. So as soon as I turned the camera off, I thought, oh shit, and I do this every time. There's things that I forgot to mention that, I don't know, I don't know. It's part of the story. What the fuck's going on here? A bloke riding a bike when there's a perfectly good footpath there holding up traffic. Now they've got to go around him. You could have fit through there, bud. It's wide enough to fit a fucking big one through. Yeah, so we're going to drive from Smithfield to Orchard Hills. So, the remainder of that other story. I tried to make conversation with my passenger. Anyway, I was, you know, how long have you been waiting there? He said, I got here at 12:30. And it was like, I think it was 3:45 when I started my book. So he was waiting there for 3 and a bit hours. And I was like, holy shit. I said, how many people did you ask? He said, oh, you were the first one. I said, what? You were there for 3 hours and I was the first one? And he said, yeah, I didn't recognise anyone. I said, mate, we're slightly off the highway at this like service centre. But I said, half the traffic, any truck driver, or nearly all of them, half of them are going to be going north and half of them are going south. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose he just, I was the one that he asked. Not because I look approachable, I guess, but because he recognised me by my head tattoos. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, look, not a lot of people have full head tattoos, so that's something, I guess. So I can understand. He said at one point, he said, so are you from here? I said, what do you mean? He says, oh, were you born here? As soon as he said that, that's when I thought, oh, well, that's not a question I ask anyone unless I suspect that they're not from here. But yeah, because I am. So anyway, I said, no, I'm born here. I said, I'm West Australia, but yeah, I live here. I'm born here. He says, oh, okay, I'm from India. I said, oh, okay. I said, so what are you doing here? And he said, oh, this is what got me though. I'm a student. I'm on a student visa. So he works 12-hour shifts at the service station, and he's studying at, well, I don't know whether it's university or TAFE or online, or he's it was a master's in what's that thing where you count money? Accountants, yeah. A mastery in accounting. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Well, must be pretty cluey with numbers. I mean, I'm only assuming. But yeah, like, he's only a young fella. I didn't ask too much more, you know, whether it was his whole family that come over or just him, or yeah, I don't really know. But anyway, yeah, so we're buddies now. He's always waving to me every time I get fuel there. So anyway, so I've dropped him off, and I'm heading further northbound, heading towards Sydney. And I don't know, just something came to me, and I was like, oh, I've got that thing in my pocket. And look, I've covered the number up because I don't want to, I'm not fucking doing that to you. But anyway, this was the note that got given to me at the pickup. And anyway, it said Jonathan. And I was like, Jonathan? He said someone called John, and he's written Jonathan. I was like, I don't want to write that if his name's Jonathan or John, or so I just wrote Jon, because there's no H in this. So I just write, I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to write John, Jon. You know, if that's not how it's spelt, then I thought, oh well, that's not going to be something to get upset about, or you know, or think this fuckwit can't even spell a 4-letter word. I thought, you know, I'll just write that. Anyway, so I've messaged the number. Hey John, I've given you a number by, you know, the place, or, you know, Shane, and it was just a Shane. Anyway, he sends me a text message back almost immediately. He said, oh sweet, cool, I'll give you a call soon. So I'm driving, you know, like hands-free and all that, so I thought, oh okay, well, whoever this John guy is, you know, whenever he calls, I'll answer, and I'll see what it is. And anyway, he calls up and starts off the conversation. I said, yo. Anyway, he's like, here's a voice I recognise. I've heard that voice before. And I was like, yeah. And he says, it's John. How you going? I was like, yeah, I'm all right. And so, John, who? I got your number. They said that there was someone asking about me, and I don't know who you are. And then he's like, I've got a YouTube channel too. It's John. And I'm not putting two and two together. I'm just thinking, John's a common name, you know. And then he's told me his YouTube channel. Holy moly, this fucking guy reached out to talk to me. Road Train Adventures. Check it out. I'll put his link in the little description there. If you haven't seen his stuff, look, I'm just going to say it straight up. If you're watching my stuff, I don't know how you haven't seen something of his. Yeah, 60s. Well, at least at this point in time, 66,000 subscribers. He's kind of big time. I was a bit starstruck. I was all confused, and I didn't know who I was talking to, and you know, then he's saying it, and I didn't know he had a Facebook thing, like got a thing on Facebook with a couple 100,000 people on Facebook, and holy, I was like, little old me here. And he's said he liked me videos, and he'd recognised the place, and he was picking up a load from the same place the week prior. Missed me because we weren't there on the same day, but that's when he's like, oh, you know, do you have Shane's number? And that's when they're like, oh, they apparently didn't know what he was asking for or what or why. You know, and in that sort of sense, I'm like, I said to him, look, I appreciate you not giving my number out, you know, like, and I also appreciate you having his name and number so that you could pass it on. But yeah, like, in this scenario, it was a good thing. There's a lot of fucking weirdos out there that, you know, they're like, oh, we don't know this guy, you know, what if he's, you know, wants to harass him, or fuck, I don't know, you could have fucking been anything. Are these fuckheads going to do something, or am I going to have to push them off the fucking road? Yeah, so Road Train Adventures. He's 66,000 subscribers on YouTube. He'll put a video up and he'll get 20,000 views in the first fucking day. Like I said, kind of big time. You know, once you sort of hit that point, you can see yourself getting to 100,000, which is like, I don't know if it matters, but 100,000, that's a fucking big thing. Like, I was super surprised when I hit 1,000. Oh, I didn't ever think I'd get to 1,000. I had a party and I got to 10. You know, because I wasn't going out and telling everyone, you know, all my friends, and oh, can you subscribe to me? And I think I told one person, the missus, she made her YouTube account. She subscribed to me on that, and then I might have, I don't know, told one or two people, and then other than that, it's just organic. If people see me out, you know, and they ask me about it, I'll say yes. But short of that, I'm not going out there, I'm not advertising it. I suppose if I wanted it to grow, a Facebook page might be a good idea, and just put up random photos of whatever I'm cutting. It's nearly always the same fucking stuff, and it's always got a tarp on it, so it's not really exciting. But I don't know, I suppose if I wanted to grow, I might do that. I don't know, I probably won't. I say that now, and look, I won't make a fucking Facebook thing. I hardly use Facebook. And on top of that, I'm kind of lazy. Like, I can't even commit to a weekly video all the time. I'd like to, but I don't always do it. So, yeah, I suppose if you want to try and grow, then you got to be consistent. If you're going to be consistent, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like I said, check him out. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel if you haven't seen him and you're not already subscribed. I'll put a link to it in the description there. Quality and standard and everything of his videos is fucking pretty fucking high. It's top notch. Like, he's got all the gear. He's got good cameras. He's got little microphones. We're talking about it. He rung me and we talked for, I don't know, probably 25-30 minutes. Just had a good chat. If you happen to watch this, and you've watched this far, my friend John, you've got my number. I'm happy for a chat whenever. So yeah, if you get bored sometime, just send me a message if you're not sure. But what I do with me other mate, we chat quite regularly. The missus seems to think that we're boyfriends, but no, we just keep each other the fucking company, because he's a nighttime driver and I'm usually pulling up, you know, usually 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Yeah, and we'll just fucking talk random fucking rubbish and keep each other fucking, you know, somewhat sane, so we're not talking to ourselves the whole time. But yeah, we just send out, it's whoever just thinks, oh yeah, it's probably time. We just send each other a message, driving. Whoever, you know, if I send him a message and it says driving and he's not driving, don't ring. If he is driving and he wants to have a chat, then he calls. Same thing, like he sent me a message last night, driving, and I was laying there and I saw it, and I went, well, I've already pulled up for the night, I'm not driving, I'll just chat to you tomorrow, or I probably won't talk to him today because he'll be parked up, so he won't leave till about 9 o'clock tonight. I'll fucking hope I'm finished by 9 o'clock tonight. The afternoon loader at where I'm reloading is, let's just say, not very quick. I thought he was just going to cut straight in there, the way he fucking sped up and then put his brakes on to match this little gap here. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I had a chat with him. So I had to tell that, I don't know, I just wanted to throw that in as, you know, part of what's happened through the week. Anyway, skip back to where, if you're going to come out off the side, you want to be doing more than 30 k's an hour. I am not slowing down for that guy. You need to fucking match the speed of flow of traffic, or fucking wait until, you know, there's a gap to do so. This guy's still slowed down. Why are we doing fucking 70 k's an hour and 100? Anyway, so yeah, we're skipping back to me. Have I fucking missed my turn? No, I haven't. I just had a fucking brain fart then. because usually I'm coming from the other way. Usually I start there and come back this way. Now I'm going this way. It's not often I come this way. I'm gonna go to Erskine Park Road or Erskine Park Drive or whatever it's called. So anyway, yeah, I set my alarm 2 o'clock or whatever it was, and I woke up and I went, fuck that, I'm not driving at fucking 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the morning. Nah, not doing it. And I set my alarm for 5. Get in behind me, bud. Why, this little Corolla, the quicker they fucking get out of the way, the better. Oh, you know why? Because this fucking the M7 exit's going to be banked up. Do I go around them? Nah, I still want to stay in this lane because I've got to exit in 5 kilometers time. I'm not in no much of a hurry. Who cares? So anyway, yeah, I set my alarm. I went, fuck it. I'm just going to sleep until 5. The alarm goes off at 5 o'clock. Anyway, I'm opening up the curtains and I fold the curtains up. Turn the truck on, and I thought, okay, I'll turn the truck on and, you know, do a quick walk around. So I turned the truck on and I could see a little car in front of me. And when you turn your truck on, just the, not the driving lights, but just the little marker lights and all that, they come on. It lights up this little car in front of me. Anyway, there's a bloke squatting down. He's got one of them little portable toilets. Like the little, it's like a little fucking, like a potty thing you can sit on. Anyway, he's on the passenger side, because I'm parked in just in the bay in the side of the road. And he's got this fucking toilet fucking set up, and he's fucking on the side, on this fucking little toilet. And, anyway, he's sitting there and he just looked maybe 8 or 10 metres in front of me. I parked up there way before he ever got there, so, you know, you chose to park there, bud. And on top of that, we're only 5 k's away from the next service centre. But I suppose when you gotta go, you gotta go. And if you're carrying one of those around in your car, then maybe you've got a fucking... maybe there's some underlying issue, you know. Maybe he knows, oh, I can't hold this, and when it's going to come out, I've got to fucking go. So anyway, he's fucking like a deer in headlights. He's looked around, and he's just, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and yeah, I'm like, sorry, bud, my lights are on you. So anyway, I was like, do I really want to get out? Do I really want to get out? Because I parked just before Gundagai. And I was going to Coolac to fill up with fuel. My idea was I parked just before Gundagai because there's no cameras there. But, so I didn't want to pass that camera. So anyway, I was like, well, I'll just park here. Coolac's 30 k's up the road. I'll do me walk around while I'm getting fuel. So I just fucking released the truck brakes, left the trailer on, gave myself a little tug test. Yep, sweet, I'm good. I'll go around, kick all my tyres and all that when I'm fucking there. So anyway, turn the actual lights on, and then he's like, oh, so what I've done, I've turned the lights on and I've gone to do a tug test. And he's fucking still sitting on this toilet, and he's reaching back like this to try and fucking... I assume to try and pull the passenger door closed so I can't see him. Anyway, he's going like this on the handle, and it must be locked, so he's going like this. Anyway, he sort of gets up and he sort of pulls his pants up a bit, opens up the passenger door, and then sort of he's sitting down. I'm like, oh man, I hope you haven't just done a shit, you know, and now you got shit all over your fucking car seat. And I was like, but I'm going. Sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. And yeah, so anyway, off I go. But I was like, poor bloke. You could see he was old. What the fucking hell's going on here? They've got one big one pulled up there. Or was it the one he was working on, the one behind? I don't know. There's 2 trucks there, 1 cop, lights on. Glad it's not me. I'm not doing nothing wrong anyway, but glad it's not me. But to piggyback on that story, I've got to share my own, I guess. Like, look, everyone's had close calls. You know, if anyone that's actually driven full time on the road, we've all had close calls. You know, you've all gone to a bloody service station and got one of the spring rolls, and then like 20 minutes later you're going down the road and your stomach's going, and you're like, oh man, that's not good. And I'll fit up here. And then you pull up somewhere and you go and do a fucking big fucking shit. You paint the back of the toilet bowl, and then you get driving again, and then like 15 minutes later it's like your stomach's just going, and you're like, oh man, there's going to be a round 2. And you're thinking, how far's the next toilets? I don't even care if it's a fucking dirty toilet, I need to go. So you realise the next toilet's too far away, so you've got to fucking go off and shit in the bush. Everyone's done that. Don't be one of these dirty fucks that shits on the side of the road. Unless you're like, oh mate, with one of the little portable toilets, then you know, you just shit into a bag. But yeah, I'll go off into the fucking scrub if I need to. And you know, done that before, you know, like, not look, I won't say I'm real proud of it, but I've brought home fucking skid marked undies to the missus, and you know, fucking had to say, look, don't touch the bag, it's all fucking tied up, it's in quarantine. She's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking shit myself. I fucking pooped me pants. Look, it happens to the best of us, and it happens at the worst of times. You're never going to shit your pants when you feel good. It's always when you feel like crap, and then you fucking you do something like that. So anyway, things like that have happened. But there was one time we were doing loads of hay, and it was up to Glen Innes. So we're fucking off in the fucking middle of nowhere. And anyway, the local Lions Club, they put on a barbecue and beers and all that for us the night that we arrived up there. Because the fucking communities, they love it when you go up there. You know, taking it to, it was all fire affected communities up in Glen Innes. Everything got fucking burnt. Bloody, the farmers, they fucking tried to get all their livestock out. The fucking fire's just gone through all the paddocks and all that. Anyway, I'm taking up this farmer, and he's like, he's gonna meet me up, he's giving me some fucking address, and I'm like, yeah, I know, there's no street signs or nothing, so, you know, just gotta find this road. And he's like, oh yeah, just go, turn off the main highway down this way, and then you'll see a gravel road, and turn down there, and then it's the third gate on the left. And I'm like, okay, righto, and I'm fucking just driving down. Anyway, like I said, I'm driving down, and he said, oh, I'll meet you there at whatever time, 7:30 in the morning. So we've all fucking got on the terps the night before, and, you know, had sausage sandwiches and all that. And anyway, we parked up in this big fucking paddock, and they had drones over us and taking photos, because there was probably 25 trucks there, and, you know, it was on the news and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, we get up in the morning, and they've got bacon, egg rolls and coffees for us. And look, I'm not big on coffee. I have the energy drinks, but I'm not a big coffee drinker. Anyway, yep, I'll have a coffee and a bacon, egg roll. Anyway, I'm driving off, and I'm driving down to fucking meet this farmer guy, and, well, this fucking coffee's, it's going straight through me. I'm like, holy fuck. Holy shit, I'm gonna poo here. And anyway, I was like, well, this farmer, he's meeting me at 7:30, and it's 7:15. I was like, there's no toilets out here. I'm gonna have to fucking do a bush squat. Anyway, I get out to this fucking, I find this third fucking gate, or whatever the address of this place was, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a tractor there. You know, he's brought this tractor in. and there's nothing. This is obviously, he's just going to bring his sheep into here and all that, but there's a few fence posts, the fucking wire of the actual fences, everything else has been burnt. There's either dirt or it's just fucking charcoal. Every single tree's burnt, all the grass on the sides burnt, the fucking, there's a few telephone poles, they were fucking down on the ground, they were burnt, and they had new ones there because the phone or power company was going to come out and put new lines up. Everything, you name it, it got burnt. Anyway, so I was like, holy moly, what do I do here? And I was like, okay, I've parked sort of off the side of the road, but I'll stand by my rules. What I say, don't be a dirty cunt. Even though it's a gravel fucking road, don't shit on the side of the road. Go somewhere and do it. Don't fucking do it where people are going to walk. Well, not that I was near anyone, but the possibility of someone walking there is higher than doing it off, 20 meters that way. So I was like, oh man, I've got to shit. Like I said, we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, down some gravel road. I was like, well, I've got 15 minutes and I can sort of see either way. So I was like, all right, I'll just go off sort of near into the start of the paddock. I'm not going to go anywhere near the tractor, but I'll go like 20 meters over that way. So I was like probably where that star track is, away from my truck and off the road. And I was over there, I fucking pants are down around my ankles, I'm shitting, I'm squatting down, doing a shit, and I've got a fucking toilet roll in my hand, and then a fucking car, probably doing 100 k's an hour up the fucking road. You can see dust coming up all behind it, and I'm like, oh man. And I'm just off in the flats. Like I said, every fucking blade of grass there had been burnt, no trees, nothing, and it's just a truck with a bloke out there fucking squatting doing a shit. And this lady fucking and I'm like, holy fucking, I'm fucking trying to wipe it, throwing it down, and I was like, oh man, this white fucking toilet paper's sticking out like fucking, it's very visible because I'm throwing it down onto fucking charcoal, onto black ground. So I'm seeing her coming close. Well, I didn't know at this point it was a woman, but I'm seeing this car come closer and closer, and I'm fucking trying to dig up the ground, and it's hard. It's like fucking stone and like clay. And I'm like, oh fuck me. So I'm just trying to kick stuff over it so it's not so visible. And anyway, she pulls up, and I'm sort of starting to walk back to me truck, and she's like, you all right? It's like, yeah, I'm waiting for whoever it was. She's like, oh, okay, you're delivering the hay, are you? And I'm like, yeah. She said, oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure you hadn't broken down or anything. I was like, yeah, no, I'm all right. She wanted to have a fucking great long chat, didn't she? She's like, oh, we had fires come through, and they weren't as bad as 2 years ago, the same thing happened, but wasn't this bad. And she's giving me a full life story. I'm like, I need my cheeks have still got fucking poop on them. They're fucking, I can feel them, they're sticking together. My butt cheeks are all got the fucking mess on them, and I'm like, oh, come on, lady, can you fucking go? I need to fucking finish wiping my ass off. Oh. Well, me mate that we went up, we were doing the fucking hay run together. He's gone to some other farm. I was like, yeah, I've got to fucking tell him this story. I'll have to tell him when when we're back on the road, because we had no service out there, so we already pre-planned. We said, we're going to meet back at fucking Glen Innes or Armidale. I think it was Armidale, actually. We'll meet back at Armidale, and, whoever gets there first, but we'll meet back there. That's our fucking rally point. And then we'll fucking cruise on back to wherever we're going together. And, anyway, I can't remember who fucking got there first, but when I saw him, I was like, mate, you're never going to believe what happened. I fucking got caught doing a shit. He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I was shitting out in the middle of a fucking paddock, and then this fucking person drove up and was asking if I needed help or anything. He's like, well, why don't you shit behind a tree? And I was like, there weren't any fucking trees, they're all burnt down. See, where he delivered to, it wasn't as fire affected. I went there and it was fucking ground zero. Like, the fire fucking went through there, and I'm just pulling up at me delivery number 2 here, so I will I'll say the end shit after I'm done here, so I will be back. Okay, so I suppose I've pretty much just about covered everything. And you know what? Just talking about what happened this week, because look, it was pretty uneventful, but yeah, a few things sort of happened. Again, I'm just doing this to do it. So, if you liked more of this type of video, let me know as well. A heap of people last time, thank you for everyone that commented, just said, look, we're happy, just whatever videos you post, we're happy to watch. So yeah, I think like I've sort of found my niche, where like those loyal viewers and these people that tune in every video I post, just like catching up and seeing whatever's going on or hearing dumb old stories. But yeah, if you like this sort of, you know, the week that was type video, I don't know, I might sort of try and keep that going if, you know, if things actually happen. You know, if people find it interesting, that is. But word of the week, we've got to do it. Tell me the best place you've pooed. Tell me the best, like, yeah, give me your stories. As always, if you're new here, this is what we do. I give you a story, a word of the week. Typically relates to something that I'm talking about, and I want to hear your stories. So, give me your best poo story. Have you pooed yourself somewhere? Tell me where it was. Did you have to pull over and poo somewhere on the side of the road? Look, that's, God, tell you what, some people, if they, when this video goes up in a couple of weeks' time, if they check the comments before they look at the video, they're gonna look down and go, what are all these fucking people talking about? Fucking talking about poo. So, look, are you a parent? Has your kid done a shit explosion on a roller coaster? Did you go horse riding and the horse fucking done a poo? And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stories. Yous do good with the comments, always appreciated. But yeah, give me your best poo story. Write poo instead of shit. Don't write shit in the comments, only because YouTube flags some of them and then they don't always show up. So it doesn't bother me at all. Write whatever you want, but if you put too many swear words in, sometimes YouTube will censor the comment and you can't see it. So keep that in mind when you're writing your story or comments. Oh, the dream. The light just changed red and we got through straight away. I'm heading to Newcastle now to reload. And hopefully, ooh, it's 11:50. I'm gonna hope I can get there before afternoon shift starts, because I really don't want to be there for fucking 5 hours. I'm gonna make a quick phone call to the boss, I think. My tarp was in getting a repair, so hopefully if that's done, maybe we can get my tarps back, because at the moment I've got this other one and it's not real fucking flash. It needs to go and have a repair done as well, but obviously, yeah, we're just waiting on the middleman. So we'll leave it at that for now. If you've watched all this way and you're not already subscribed, just subscribe. I don't know, just do it. Hit that little subscribe button, doesn't cost anything. And remember, I'll put the link for Road Train Adventures. Check him out. Say if you go there and you haven't seen him before, just say Shane sent me. Hi from Shane. Shane sent me. So then, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think everyone that's seen my videos will have seen one of his. He's a lot bigger and more important than me. Oh, that's not a very fucking smart spot to be doing your fucking chains there, mate. Should either pull off or do them up on the other fucking side. Alright, everyone stay safe. Take care. Bye.